It is CES 2024 time, and clearly we're not there this year, but Asus was kind enough to send over one of their newer devices, the Asus Chromebook Detachable CM30. We're just going to call it the CM30 or Asus's new Chromebook tablet, because that's a whole lot of words to say, but we have it here in the office. I've got it in the box, and let's jump in here and take a look at it. So I'm going to be right up front with you guys. This is third time that we have done this. Technical difficulties, some user error, if I'm being honest, but I'm not going to lie to you and tell you this is the first time I'm cracking this thing open. We've been in this box multiple times. Hopefully this one works out okay, but we do still want to show you the box. It's interesting how large the box is, to be quite frank, because that's really this and a charger is all that's in here. But I can't remember what the wattage was on this thing. Yeah, so a nice 45 watt charger, which is kind of cool. For a smaller device, that's a pretty hefty charger. But yeah, let's get in here to see what you guys came for. So this is it, and I'm going to talk through it like I haven't seen it before, because we did the first couple tries of this before the weekend, so it's been a couple days since I've seen it, at least. But you've got this nice gray exterior. They've done away with the faux cloth look from the CM3. This is the CM30, so this is the new one. It's got a Companion 520 inside from MediaTek. I want to say it's 8 gigs of RAM, 128, I think, on the storage. We'll check all that stuff once we get in here. But the feel of this stuff is really nice. It's like this soft, I don't know, almost like a velvety touch here. I like the color of it. It doesn't seem to collect fingerprints. Who knows, over time this might get a little oily. I'm not really sure, because it does feel, I don't know, like a leatherish kind of material, but I like the look of it from the sides and the angles. It feels good in the hand. It's like this isn't sliding around all over the place. So with certain tablets, I mean, it's got some movement there, but there is a slight magnet kind of holding that in place. Oh, I forgot this was in here too. So that comes closed nicely with a magnet, so when you're carrying it just doesn't feel poorly executed there. Before we get into the tablet though, let's pop this up. Yeah, that's nice and firm, and you can see it's nice and thin. So it looks like Asus has learned a little bit from Lenovo's success in this portion of the tablet making business. This feels very similar to what you get on a Duet, and that's a good thing. So it's a nice firm hinge, but it also comes off. One of the other big complaints I had with the CM3 was that you'd go to put this piece on and it would never align, and it just kind of shifted all over. That one drops right on there really nice. I mean, you can hear that thing just slap. That wasn't as good of a slap, but it aligned itself perfectly. I'll do it one more time. Oh, you can't miss that bad or that bad. There we go. I do like that, and it's nice and thin. That's the biggest thing. It doesn't add a bunch of bulk to the back. And again, before we talk more about the Chromebook itself, let's look at this keyboard. Kind of a nice soft touch plastic there. This part looks very similar to other Chromebook tablets we've had in the past. It's not going to be one of those like the HP where the keyboard kind of attaches to the screen. It's just going to lay open like the Duet or other devices you've seen. Man, that 1.5 millimeter travel, I think is what the travel is on this. Man, you can feel that. That feels fantastic. I mean, for a keyboard that's part of the case, that feels really good. Trackpad feels great too. And there's a little movement to it. That's just the way it is. It's gonna be flimsy. It's a folio cover, so we're not looking for ultimate rigidity here. We just want a good keyboard, good trackpad when it's on a desk, and that seems to be the case. Let's see how the magnets work. Oh yeah, good magnets there too. So that's one of the things here. Like if you have this thing taken apart, say, and you're sitting, I don't know, on a couch or something, you're doing some tablet type stuff, when you're ready to put it back together, you don't really want to fumble through this whole thing. You just want to snap everything back together and go, and this is accomplishing that very well. So that's very good. So for the outer portions, I think we're in a good spot. So let's actually pull all this stuff off here and look at the tablet itself now. So around back here, sorry for the big sticker. I think this is a demo model. Oh, it's got some stats on there though, so I can go ahead and answer that. Again, Companion 520, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. So starting off really nicely there. We don't have pricing or availability info just yet. And while we're talking specs, 5 megapixel camera on the back, 5 megapixel camera on the front as well. But yeah, this has like some Surface Pro vibes to me. So it's kind of angled off exterior. Feels, yeah, aluminum, which is nice. The whole thing just, it feels really, really well made and premium, which is kind of wild for these tablets. A lot of these Chromebook tablets come in at pretty reasonable price ranges, and you get a lot of quality build materials in them. I think just because with a tablet, it's meant to be handled a lot, and so I don't think they want to put something out there that's kind of flimsy or could have a possibility of, like hurting the screen if it's wrenched on too much. And so having that aluminum really solidifies the whole thing. But it feels really great in the hand. It's very light. My guess is this is probably just over a pound. Obviously, for like a full review, we'll talk about all that kind of stuff. Dual speakers down at the bottom on each side. A single USB Type-C port, and the headphone microphone jack is still there. So if you're using this and want to plug in some headphones, that will be a thing that you can do. Now let me get logged in here. Like I said, we've unboxed this already, so I'm already logged in on this. I don't have to do any kind of setup or anything like that. I think this one gets to 400 nits, if I'm correct. 350, 400 nits. You know, the colors look good. Off-angle viewing, like, the stuff on it looks fine. I'm not losing any colors. There's no color shifting. And I don't know if you can tell this or not, but when I move off angle, you can see massive shifts in the brightness. I don't love that. With a device like the Duet 5 or the Duet 3, that's not really a problem. And I don't know enough about screens to know exactly what causes that. I know actually it exists in the Dragonfly Pro as well. Like you get this wildly bright image here, and when you turn it off, it's like all the light is just pointing in one direction instead of kind of opening up in broader directions. And I'm not sure what part of the display process impacts that, but this one definitely, when it's down at this lower brightness for sure. Let me crank it up. I won't put this at the camera, but it's still there. It's less noticeable and the screen's a little bit brighter, but you know, that's just part of it. Realizing that this isn't going to be the best display you've ever seen, but there's a cool part about this. It is a 1080p plus display, so it's 1920 by 1200, 16 by 10, 11 inches across this way. So similar to what we've seen in the Duet 3 and the CM3 that came before this one. So plenty of sharpness here and a nice amount of brightness as well to go along with that. And again, it's a 11-inch tablet. So if you have larger hands, at least this way, you can hold it in one hand this way if you wanted. And the bezels, even though they look a little big, the bezels are there so that your thumbs have a place to go. And so I don't 100% hate larger bezels on smaller tablets for this reason specifically. It's nice to be able to hold it this way and have my thumbs, they have a place to go without touching stuff on the screen constantly, or my palm isn't rolled over on the screen. And it gives me an 11-inch screen with a little bit more real estate so they can stretch this keyboard out. Because obviously this keyboard's always going to be the width of the device, the physical device. So if they cut those bezels down, that means they got to cut more off this keyboard. And I guess the argument could be, well, why not put a 12-inch screen with narrow bezels on there? Well, you'd have me there. That would be a good thing to do, I suppose. But cost cutting obviously, hopefully, plays a part in a device like this, and part of that is to get the cost down. Hopefully, if this thing shows up at $500, I guess I'll have to eat my words on that. I also want to point out at the top, this one comes with a stowed stylus. So right up there at the top, you just click, the thing pops out, and you pull your pen out. And it's kind of that carpenter style, so kind of a little bit flat. And nice to hold. And as I always say with these styluses, and right now, again, this is a pre-production unit. It did this in one of our 3 other unboxings where the pen wasn't charging, or, oh, there it goes. Now it's alive. And yeah, it's saying this has low battery in the pen. So sorry, I didn't get that charged up, but the pen works just fine. It's USI. If you have another USI pen around, you can obviously have that pen out and use it, but this one's always going to be here for you. Hopefully it's, a production unit gets out, it's charged up and ready at all times when you want to take that thing out and need a quick note or something like that. The pen is there for you. A couple things we'll check real quick before we get out of here. Let's take a look at these cameras real quick. It's still a Chromebook, so I'm not expecting too much. We'll see if I can get the guitar over there. Okay, that's pretty dark over there. Got that kind of sort of okay. And then we'll do a front facing. Okay, we're on there. I'm gonna point it over here at Joe. And yeah, it's not doing too bad. let's take a look at that photo I took, the dark photo. Oh, that's real noisy. So again, don't expect any low light photo skills from your Chromebook. These things are meant to, especially the rear facing ones, scan a document, something like that, take a quick photo of something you need to show somebody. This is not going to be a replacement for your camera anytime soon. But you know, the front facing 5 megapixel camera with some lights. Let me here, I'll get this here. They should probably be the exact same sensor on both. Let me see if I can get a little texture on here. So with some light, let's be fair to this guy, right? Okay, see, that does pretty good. Let me zoom in there a little bit. That's quite a bit of texture there. Now granted, this is really good lighting, so it's not going to be that perfect all the time, but you know, at least we're seeing some 5 megapixel looking photos here. That's not terrible. And so if you needed to scan a document or get a picture of something, as long as the light's okay, you're going to be able to pull that off with either of these 5 megapixel cameras. And finally, I want to see what these speakers sound like, because again, this is a small device that optimally you're going to be holding and watching some videos on and that kind of stuff. So let me pull up one of our videos so we can kind of hear the opening track. And I can tell you from messing around with this tablet for a little bit, don't expect wild performance here. So what do I mean by that? This is the Companion 520. So it's the update to the Companion 500 that was in their original Duet, not the Duet 3. The Duet 3 has the Snapdragon 7C Gen 2 that we still say like performance is okay on that. This one's going to be a step under that. It's just the way it is. The cores that are in this chip, this thing is meant for a budget device. And again, it's why I really hope that they get the budget under control on this particular Chromebook. Let's give this a listen though. Yeah, we got it. Ooh, real tinny. Before we get into what this is, yeah, no real bass there, and no real surprise on a tablet this small. I don't fully expect these kind of tiny speakers to really do a whole lot. Maybe you'll get some good stereo separation from the left and right. The only problem is with the position of these, where I hold this tablet just naturally. Well, guess what? My palm completely covers that speaker grill. So yeah, I don't know that that's going to be your best bet. Luckily, there's that nice headphone jack there. So you can plug in a pair of pretty cheap headphones and really amp up your audio experience there. But as I said, don't think that when this device shows up that, you know, well, it's got 8 gigs of RAM and it's a new tablet. It won't be the fastest tablet out there the day it launches. It's just not the market for this thing. So as long as the price is in a good place, the fact that you get the keyboard, the kickstand, a pen, all that stuff all in the box, that's a pretty compelling thing. 1 or 2 tasks at a time, that's kind of the idea here is what you want to be doing on a device like this, not something that you're going to take and plug into a monitor and have multiple desks open and all kinds of applications open. That's just not where this thing is aimed. So if it comes in at a decent price, you get a tablet, all the accessories and stuff with it for, you know, I don't know, in that $300 range, I think it's going to be a pretty good device for ASUS. But you know, we need to get the full device in and not a pre-production one in for full review and take some time with it, obviously, because 2024, hopefully, we're hoping for some other pretty awesome tablets to show up as well. So this could be the start of tablets in 2024 that have Chrome OS on them. But that's it for this one, guys. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Head down there, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to click the notification icon as well if you'd like to be alerted when we make future videos just like this one. Until next time, we'll see you.